if you look regular, you're just going to be regular. You have to be outside the box. When I was born, the first thing a child does is you come out with blood. So that blood, I splashed it on my mom, on her clothes and everything. So that was my first design. After that, I kind of developed on that splashing technique. I got used to splashing on things, fabrics, furniture. My name is Jimi King. Omo Isaleko, and I've been in the industry. I've been an artist, a textile artist, fashion designer for a long time, long time. Maybe professionally since 1986. So 40 years plus been in the industry. I'm happy that if tomorrow I have to transition, I would have accomplished my mission to make beautiful clothes and make people happy to wear beautiful clothes. And beauty is healing. So maybe that's my mission, to heal people with colors and beautiful things. Yeah, she influenced my decision to go into fashion. She was a seamstress. That's my maternal grandmother. She's Sierra Leonean. She was Sierra Leonean. So I used to watch her sew clothes, and I used to sit next to her, watch her fingers. And she kind of gingered me to go into that industry. And my paternal grandmother was a textile artist in Abeokuta. And her fingers were blue for most of the time that I knew her. And those are kind of my background influences. African fashion was humongous. It has always been humongous because our forebearers had done most of the work. So all I needed to do was go into their archives and kind of expand what they've done. And a lot of the things I found at the Museum of Mankind in London and some other museums in Germany, from the fabrics that they stole from us and other artifacts. So I was able to tap into those resources and put them on fabrics and on clothing. Well, I read quite a few books and listened to speeches made by people who were successful. And I also looked at the things that were made by Issey Miyake. I spent a lot of time at his shop in Knightsbridge in those days. And I was able to pick ideas and look at his textiles were fantastic. So I figured then that in order for you to make a major inroad or make a difference, you have to be outside the box. So I spent quite a bit of time at Issey Miyake's shop in England. I tapped a lot of my resources from there. So those are the things that kind of inspired me to be different. And in the African context, except you're doing Ashwebi or doing a party where everybody wear uniform. Otherwise, nobody like to see themselves walking down the street. So even if I make 1 dozen of a particular design, I make sure that the hand painting or the finishing is a little different. So each piece is unique.
I've never been able to explain his designs. They're very unique and they suit all sizes, all ages. There's always something for everybody. Just a unique type of designer. Jimi King is somebody I've known from the 90s, but in the 90s, one of his earliest shops was on Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, and it was right beside the bank I was working. So we always popped in there, bought a few t-shirts and things.
I have known Jimi King as a boy in school days. He was fond of creating things that will make everybody turn around. You start wondering, killing brother Iman shape, and people started admiring it. By the time people like us got abroad, you start seeing people wear his design. That's in the early 80s, 83, 85, transition from school days into proper artwork. Here is somebody who had brought colors to tell us that the African life is all about colors. And when you come into the Jimi King brand, everything is just colorful. You are lost within the colors because the ground where we walk, where we come from, in Lagos is colors. Any part of Nigeria, you go to the east, you go to Calabar, you go to the north, it's all about colors. And these colors are what you see in his work.
There's no failure. There's no mistakes. Everything is divinely ordered. That's how I perform my art. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone. There's always going to be somebody that's going to act out of the box. So I just understand that, okay, that's their own reaction to God's creativity. It's not mine. So I don't see challenges or see opposition as challenge. I see them as an avenue to even be more creative, to push the envelope more. I'm a free-spirited person. I just go with the flow. I go with what the universe brings.
How about the colors?
The colors are universal. I like watching or seeing the things in nature, like trees, birds. I'm in my sleep and I just download so many colors and styles. And I tell my wife, wait a minute, I was in this dream and I saw this. Did you write them down? I said, well, I drew some things, And the colors, especially the colors that come out, they are so fascinating. There's some colors that I've never seen before in real life.
If there's one thing that drew me to Jimi King, it was his use of color. So there's a part in the Bible, like in the Message translation, that says, walk out into the fields, look at the wildflowers. You never primp or shop. Or have you ever seen color and design quite like it? The 10 best dressed men and women in the country look shabby alongside them. And for me, whenever I see Jimi King's work, art, I can't help but behold his work in such manner, similar to nature, to the wild flowers, right? I've honestly not seen color and design quite like his. His use of color inspires me so much. I mean, you see that in every Daily piece. You see how bold, how radical our colors are. And that was because, there was a Jimi King, and there still is a Jimi King who has inspired me in this, past few years of my textile career and journey.
It's up to us to roll with the punches now, seize the opportunity and lay the foundation for our youths, because they're the ones that are going to be the leaders of tomorrow, to be able to now have an easier environment to work in and be, so that will help to be more creative. So they don't be like us, that we have to go through the grind to be able to arrive at where we are today. Because, if you look at everything in this shop, it's all profit. I started with zero. That's why you see me put zero on all the clothes. Nobody gave me jack. Let me not use that word. Jack. I started with nothing. We don't want our children or the next generation to start with nothing. We want them to start from something. So any opportunity that I have to be able to pass on some knowledge or some ideas, or to prop them up with whatever I can, I'll do my best. I'm looking forward to doing workshops on textile design, surface design, fashion design with some younger folks, so I can pass on some of the little knowledge that I have, because I've been in the industry for over 40 years. If I can lift up some young minds or imbibe some of my knowledge into some young folks, I'll be much, much delighted. Because I already do. I already do with some young people in America. But I would like to be able to do that in Nigeria or some other parts of Africa.
So if there's one message you want the world to remember about your work, what would it be?
Just be you. Just do you. Don't wait for people to give you compliments. Just do you. Allow the universe to express itself through you. Because at the end of the day, when you're gone, that will be your legacy. Is what you do here that makes you happy. You're not dressing or talking or eating to make other people happy. Dare to be different. Don't be ordinary. Do your thing. Do you. And let other people do themselves.